Hello everybody, welcome to a new program of Looking on the Society. Today we are going to discuss a very controversial topic, discrimination. Is nowadays society more advanced than our grandparents' society? Are we truly comprehensive and tolerant, or we are just pretend to be someone that we are not? We will answer to all these questions in today's program. Many people know what the term discrimination means, but not everyone knows that there are many types of discrimination: racial, gender, religious, disability. The most vivid one is the racial discrimination, something very alarming in our multicultural world. There are many factors that determine the acceptation or not of foreigners, and education is one of the most important. Now, we are going to see a video about my mate, Marina, who is in the education faculty in Murcia, to interview some people with a very close relationship with education that will help us to understand the important role of educators.
Hello viewers, here we are in the Education Faculty in Murcia, one of the most prestigious universities in Spain. We are going to interview some students and educators about how are they prepared to confront discriminative situations in their work and if they have suffered or observed negative situations related to this. First of all, we are going to interview Juan Solís, primary class English oral and written communications teacher, and Maria Jesus Rodriguez, planning for teachings teacher. Lastly, we'll interview some students. Samia Bachiri, pedagogist student, and Ana Manuel, primary education student. Here we go!
According to the data we have found in a survey of 50 people of different ages, we have seen that among all the different types of discrimination in classroom, 47% show a discriminatory acts of racial discrimination.
In addition, according to the data of our survey, 1 in 10 cases of the discrimination in the classroom are caused by the teachers. What experience do our teachers have?
How should teachers deal with discrimination in the classroom?
Well, if you ask me how teachers should deal with discrimination in the university classroom, I will say that the main thing is to keep in your mind you have a student that have diversity. So keeping this in your mind, you will try to use different methodologies and through your curriculum, the different elements, try to achieve inclusion and to create an environment where all the students can feel included. So it's just about your thinking and your practice all together.
Well, from my humble point of view, I've never noticed a case of discrimination in the classroom, to be honest. But if I had to cope with any situation related to discrimination in my classroom, I try to integrate those people into different groups so that they are able to interact with other people, with other students. And for example, we can also take advantage of their situation and, for example, to speak about the places where they come from, or for example, to speak about some cultural differences, so that other people can understand better those people and can integrate them into their own groups. I mean, when they have to work in groups, in teams.
On the other hand, we wanted to know what behavior both students and teachers should have.
So we have found that the students in many occasions act passively, even though the victim is sometimes defended. In addition, we can say that many of them who are discriminated do not report this situation. So let's see what our interviewees think.
Do you think Spanish education promotes intercultural education?
Yes, I think so. Because we have, in our current situation, we tend to promote respect in every kind of situation.
Besides, in public schools, for example, teachers tend to have different students from different cultures.
So they are used to this kind of people. So I think that, yeah, because they they promote respect.
And they try to make students feel comfortable between everyone.
What attitudes to have the person who is being discriminated in a school?
Well, I think that people who's been discriminated in school tend to avoid telling people the truth.
Because they don't feel secure with themselves and they think that people are against them. So we need to avoid this
By telling them that they are not alone. Whenever they got a problem with something, tell a friend, a teacher, whoever, it doesn't matter. But
to make them feel that they are not alone
and they can be well with us, and that's all.
What is public opinion about discrimination?
Obviously, people know discrimination is not well seen. And all of us know that it's a current problem that we have in our daily life. So we need to be concerned about it and to change these kind of situations. Even though we know that we have this problem, I think that people that don't change this situation because they still have making fun of people, teasing them. So I think that yes, we are aware of it, but we don't do anything for changing it.
¿Cómo te llamas y qué estudias?
Me llamo Samia, tengo 20 años, estoy estudiando en la Universidad de Murcia haciendo el grado de Pedagogía.
¿Qué es para ti el racismo?
Para mí el racismo es un tipo de ideología que puede tener una raza sobre otra, algo que considero que es desgraciadamente negativo y que, esto puede ser que esté causado pues, por ese cierre de mente que puede tener la persona, pues porque a lo mejor no haya tenido que salir fuera o no haya conocido otras culturas, por así decirlo.
¿En la universidad te ha pasado que has sufrido algún caso de discriminación racial o has sido testigo de alguno?
Sí, exactamente, tenía un caso real donde tuve una profesora que básicamente nos apartaba, hacíamos trabajos en grupo y mi grupo exactamente somos yo marroquí, una ecuatoriana y otra una china, y no sé si nos apartaba directamente y dejaba, por ejemplo, si quería repartir algún folio o algunas fotocopias que queríamos hacer un trabajo, nos dejaba para el final y empezaba pues por el principio cuando nosotros estamos sentadas por la mitad de la clase, luego repartía a los que estaban al final y nosotros pues nos dejaba hasta el final, nos daba la fotocopia al final.
¿Cómo crees que debe actuar la persona que está siendo discriminada?
Supongo que esa chica o ese chico pues, tendría que, digamos, decírselo o acudir a decírselo a algún superior, a su profesora o a denunciar si ha sido un caso o un incidente muy grave en el que donde se podría repetirse muchas veces o algo así.
Are teachers trained to solve these situations in the classroom? Let's see what our interviewers think.
Do you think that in the training of teachers they are taught how to act in these cases?
Well, I will say yes, because during your 4 years of initial training, through the different subjects, you are taught how to deal with, for example, disabilities or how to deal with people coming from another countries. So through different subjects, you are taught to deal with this diversity. And on the other hand, during your professional development, during your career, you should maybe increase the knowledge and the practice about this topic. But I am sure about your initial training, you are taught to be aware of the importance to create an inclusive classroom. Through all the subjects, I know all the teachers make an emphasis on these topics. So I think at the end of the 4 years, you are quite aware of the importance to create an inclusive environment in your classrooms.
Well, I think so. Because, when you access the 4th year in primary education, there is one specialization, what we call mención, which is called Interculturality, and I can't remember the rest of the name. Interculturality and And I don't know, but there is one specialization dealing with this. And honestly, I hope our students to be trained during that academic course because they are almost finishing their degree in primary education, and that's where they need to be trained on how to cope with discrimination. That's what I hope. But to be honest, from my point of view, I've never done so with my student or inside my classroom.
After finding several studies that confirms racism in today's society, and especially at schools, we wanted to prove it.
Among the studies found, we can highlight a study carried out by the students of the University of Granada. In this study, they conclude that 25% of the interviewed saw a racist attitude, and a 66% maintained a subtle attitude in racial discrimination. That students prefer to express their opinions simply when referring to people of other races, and avoid showing racist attitudes.
Confirm these conclusions on the basis of our research. According to the testimonies of people interviewed, there are really few, if any, cases of discriminations in classrooms. You can also observe in the research carried out by Tomás Calvo that university students are tolerant, are open to diversity, and defend some values as human rights.
However, it also mentions the existence of a minority group of intolerant people with racist and violent attitudes.
People of a different race or religion can be discriminated for reasons that we can study and analyze through a sociological perspective. This can be portrayed by the 25% of the interviewed, which showed a racist attitude. And this might seem like a very small number, but it's actually a really large number if you consider the fact that we live in an era where people are supposed to be more open-minded and accepting. There are many reasons on why all this might happen. According to Urban Goffman, stigma is a process by which the reaction of others spoils normal identity. So one of the reasons why individuals who stigmatize make these prejudgments that lead to discrimination is that they feel threatened, and they might want to seek to enhance their self-esteem, control, and also buffer their anxiety, because comparing themselves to others and looking down on them might put them in a superior position in their minds. Furthermore, we can't really be certain whether the people who were interviewed were lying or not. So the 65% of the people who appear to be non-racist might have lied, which would have compromised the reliability of results.
Again, we confirm these conclusions because there are rarely racist incidents in classrooms according to our interviews, and few of them show racist or discriminatory attitudes.
He also comments that although we are among the lowest ranked in terms of racism in the European Union, discrimination seems to be on the increase. He confirms that Spanish people is misinformed because, on the one hand, the most classes think that immigration will lower their salaries and reduce their employment opportunities, and on the other hand, upper classes believe that immigration is a disturbance of peace and public order.
On the other hand, we can see through various texts and articles, for example, the article of Álvaro Sotos from the newspaper Las Provincias, that less than 1% of population in Spain were immigrants. Although in 1968 Spain joined the ICER, which is the International Convention of the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, now the United Nations are calling on Spain to have a greater commitment of the immigrants policy, according to the article of Jason García López.
As we have seen, older interviewees have not experienced racism in the classroom when they were students. However, the interviews of younger people do show some cases of racism. This may be due to the increase of immigrants in recent decades and the concerns of Spanish people about immigration.
We believe that the economic crisis in Spain might have played a role in the furtherance of racial discrimination in the Spanish society, which might have transferred to the educational system.
Hello, and welcome to the end of our episode of Looking on the Society. So now we're going to state some facts. As stated in the analysis carried out by María Ángeles Thea, who is a professor at Complutense University of Madrid, racism increases in times of social uncertainty. This also reinforces government's idea of discrimination when people feel threatened. She affirms that the crisis affects the attitude towards immigration, although she also says that it's influenced by the image of immigration portrayed by the media. These kind of things are sometimes anticipated by sociologists that pick up on social marginalization patterns that could lead to order alteration. This is similar to when Theodore Adorno foresaw the imminence of World War II. According to Bauman, the dissatisfaction of masses all around the world results in diverse motivations. These are regarding the extent of a country's acquired development and also regarding uncertainty.
To talk about discrimination in Spain, we found a research by Pierre Paulin who talks about the different treatment that suffered the sub-Saharan students because of the prejudice, the stereotypes, etc. So here we found a multiracial situation at school, but not a multicultural education. So that can affect these types of students in school abandon and school failure.
Thank you very much, Laura. So there you have it. You have witnessed our results. Now, you viewers can take away what you will from our study. So, with that being said, have a good day and we'll catch you in the next one.